Hey guys, No3bit here with a quick little video just kind of going over the new Graves build I've seen going around through a lot of the Challenger players, right? It's a virus, it's infecting us all, and it is beautiful. Basically, people are going Fleet Footwork on Graves, which is standard, but they're going Fleet Footwork with Umbral Glaive Rush into Sunder Sky second item into like Cleaver, and then you can go whatever miscellaneous bruiser items, Sterax, Endless Hunger, and Maw. It doesn't really matter after that, right? But they've been going this instead of the standard crit build, and on top of that, instead of the old bruiser builder, they were going hubris into cleaver. And I think the reasoning is, firstly, hubris is very hard to stack. On crit graves, you can ult someone from a screen away. You have collector, you have LDR, you have Dark Harvest. If they're a screen away, they're 100 armor. They have like 40 armor because you have 3 lethality. You have 2 lethality items, and you have a percent pen item. Right on Bruiser Graves, you don't have a percent pen item. If you want to use your cleaver, you have to stack it in melee. You have to auto them once or twice to get it fully stacked. I guess if you don't know, Graves autos stack cleaver once per pellet, so you're stacking it 4 times every auto. But basically, until you're stacking it, you're just not doing any damage. Your ult's going to do like 200, 300 damage max, even versus squishy targets. You're not doing much, right? Because you don't have Collector and you don't have percent pen item. So until you stack Cleaver, your ult is doing nothing. This makes it very, very hard to just pick up random kills with Hubris. Like, you're not going to ult someone from 2 screens away, do 1,000 damage. Oh, they're either chunked out of the fight or they're just dead, right? And I think that is probably the biggest contributing factor. But on top of that, Umbral Glaive is just a better item, right? Like, until Hubris is stacked, Umbral is significantly better. And even if Hubris is stacked, it's still a competitive item, right? Umbral does true damage, first of all, which is very nice, especially if you're playing into tankier comps. This true damage is pretty valuable. And it also has 5 extra AD. So until you get Hubris stacked, it is more AD, and your burst damage, like your upfront damage, is more. Right, and into tankier comps, I think even if Hubris is stacked, it is probably still more because of the true damage, right? So that is why I'd say Umbral is very big rush item right now, and because the stats are just better, right? And then on top of that, the blackout passive, it's good. It's not that crazy. You can tell if someone's like if someone sees you because the Umbral Glaive has a little ticker underneath it. It has like a little I don't know how to explain it, but it's on the cooldown bar. Maybe I'll make a video about this or something. But it's just a little thing on the cooldown bar. You can see if it's ticking, and you'll be able to tell, oh, they're not seeing me because my Umbral passive is refreshing, right? But basically, Umbral is just better in every way than Hubris if you're playing Bruiser. On crit, I don't think it makes sense. I think on crit you should go Hubris pretty much every game. Maybe Ghostblade, but I think Hubris is just Biss on crit. But on Bruiser, it makes a lot more sense to go Umbral Glaive because even though you're not stacking lethality, the base stats of it are so good, and the 1 to 2 item spike is insane, right? And then secondly, traditionally you'd go Hubris into Cleaver, and Cleaver second, dude. Season 6, I was watching some Tarzan VODs from Season 6. He was going Warrior Enchantment, which you had to go back then, and he's going that into Cleaver second. All the way back then, they were still going Cleaver second. And the reasoning is because, well, like I said earlier, you stack Cleaver very fast as Graves. It's very, very efficient. But Sunder Sky does a lot more damage, and when you're looking at just upfront burst. Your burst combo on Sunder Sky is more. And in extended fights, Cleaver is better. I do still think, even with Umbral Glaive, you should still go Cleaver some games, right? If they're very, very tanky, you go Cleaver. But I think versus a lot of comps, a lot of kind of squishy comps or champs where you can, or comps where like you can front to back and then just dive on their backline after and one shot them, I think Sundered Sky is really, really strong. Because unlike Cleaver, you don't have to wait an auto before you get your stuff. Like, you don't have to auto once to stack it and then get value. You just instantly, boom, there's 500 damage, right? And I think that because of that, this is mostly a solo queue thing because people don't pick tanky champs usually. But I think because of that, most of the time it allows you to pressure people's squishy champs much better, and also in extended fights, even when you are playing like games where Cleaver gets a lot of value, Sundered Sky is still very good because you get a lot of healing out of it, and the damage is not bad versus tanky champions. It's not as consequential because maybe they go Randuins or something, or like if it's like an Ornn, it's not going to make a difference that much. Like, you'd rather have Cleaver. But I think for squishy champs, which in solo queue, it's going to be like, oh, I'm versus Yone, I'm versus Draven, right? Versus those kind of champs, boom, 500 damage in your face, very good. And on top of that, both of these items, both Umbral and Sundered Skies, synergize very nicely with Cutdown, which since you're not going Hubris, I don't think it makes sense to go Coup de Grace. So when you're taking Cutdown, your Umbral gets amped. I know it's true damage, so I don't think true damage is supposed to get amped, but it does. I tested in practice tool. You do like 8 extra damage or something, which, hey, not a lot, but it does add up, right? You do like 80 damage from Umbral, plus Sunder Sky, like you can half HP a squishy with 2 items. And normal crit graves is not doing that, right? Obviously, after 3 items, you fall off damage-wise compared to crit graves, but you're still doing so much in the mid game. And I think the really important thing for Bruiser Graves to remember is that Graves is a champion that works off of thresholds. Very, very rigid, like lines, if you will. Like crit Graves can kill an ADC in 2 autos. Bruiser Graves can kill an ADC in like auto, QE, auto, and maybe an ult if they have barrier. Right? So your damage threshold doesn't change that much considering how much tankier you are, right? And a lot of the time, if you go Cleaver instead of Sundered Sky, it's gonna take more than just an auto Q, auto ult or something to kill them, right? Now, this isn't every game, it depends on the champ, but I do think that Sundered Sky can make that difference sometimes, and that's why I had to say it's probably worth most games, right? Just to have that extra boom. I can chunk you out, I can sit on an objective, hold this space, and then chunk someone out. Plus, the healing is nice. But yeah, that's about all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, I guess. Peace.